Hey guys, first of all, nice to
Hey,
virtually meet you and congratulations on this film. I want to
Thank
say
you.
that you both are a true testament of how dreams can come true. It doesn't matter how early or how late in your career it might come. Even for some, it might come as a shock to see someone as successful as you say that you're creating a dream project with this musical. What
Mm.
does it mean for you to create this dream project? And how do you hope it inspires up and coming filmmakers and filmmakers within the industry with their own dream projects? And Rachel, what does it mean to work on that dream project as well? And that also helps you fulfill one of your own.
well, it's a very good question, and you actually articulated really beautifully. Um,
Thank you.
I've always believed in dreaming big, and I've often said that I dream for a living. That's what I do for a living, is I dream. And as I've gotten older, I've only wanted to tell stories that were kind of things I've always wanted to do, dreams I've always had and never fulfilled. And West Side Story is a 65-year-old dream for me because I first listened to the original Broadway cast album when I was 10 years old in 1957. And so this was a long time coming. It took me, by the way, 65, or maybe it probably took me about, I guess, 68 years to work up the nerve to actually ask for the rights to reimagine West Side Story from the Four Estates, and Steven Sondheim himself, who I met at his home, to ask him. And I had to sell myself, despite all my credits. I had to sell Steve on why I was the best director to tell his story again on film. But I really believe that when you have a dream, it doesn't matter whether you're Rachel's age or whether you're my age. A dream is a wish your heart makes. If you love Disney, you'll recognize that. And this was a wish my heart made from a very early time in my life.
Yeah, I mean, going off of that, it was a dream I didn't even realize I had. It wasn't the original intention for my life. I was in the middle of auditioning for colleges and figuring out what the next step was. And I wanted to be on stage, and I lived in a close proximity to Manhattan, so the hope was to be on Broadway. And then all of a sudden, it just kind of changed, and I fell in love with what I got to watch Steven do every single day, and that was dream. And taking risks, that was a huge thing. That when I got the part, you said to me, we're taking a risk, we're doing something we've never done before. You've never done a movie, I've never done a musical. It was this
We're
whole,
in the same boat.
we're in the same we're in the same
We're
boat.
gonna sink or swim together.
It truly was. And we're gonna need a bigger boat.
And we're gonna need a bigger boat. Yeah, there we go. Well, you said it. I can't quote myself, but you can say that.
Yeah.
So, Rachel, this is the first time a Latina gets to play Maria on the big screen. This obviously opens up a lot of doors and starts a lot of conversations. And it also inspires other girls that have that same passion as you have for dancing and singing and acting. What does it mean to you to be a part of that necessary and positive change in a musical as important as this one?
Absolutely. I think West Side Story was one of the first times I noticed any element of my culture being represented in this mass media project. I saw the first iteration on film, the Robert Wise 1961 film, when I was 6 or 7 on Turner Classic Movies, and I was just enamored with Rita Moreno in the purple dress. I had a picture of her in my locker. She was my hero, and she was a pioneer for so many of us because we saw ourselves in her and realized that our dreams weren't far-fetched and that it could happen. But she played this very vivacious, outrageous character with so much sparkle and glitter. And then the more nuanced character, the more reserved character, was not played by a Latina. And even though that performance lives on as an iconic piece of film history, and we would never disparage that, it's really important for young women to see themselves in that role as well. And because there's just so many facets to being Latina, there's so many facets to representation, that conversation is so vast. And so to be able to say that I'm the first Latina to play the role on screen, and hopefully young people everywhere can watch it and see themselves represented, and therefore see that door open to themselves, and they can go on to make their own dreams happen and represent for that next generation too. And it's just going to be an ongoing movement, or so I hope.